As you probably know, today was update day for The Sims 4, and we have a much anticipated update that includes bunk beds and supposed trait improvements. The trait improvements were announced several days ago, and people have been speculating about what this might mean. Could this mean that traits are actually going to add personality to our Sims again? Could this be what we needed in the game? The answer is no. I am very disappointed by these supposed improvements. They are nothing, from what I can tell so far, that add any meaningful personality to our Sims. I'm also highly disappointed by the live stream that I just watched that was supposed to go over this update. They barely even touched on the subject of traits. It was not informative, it was not helpful, and it just kind of pissed me off, to be honest with you. I don't know why I go into these things expecting anything more than what we get anymore. I didn't expect much, and I was still disappointed. Let's talk about the things that they did add that were good. The same things that The Sims 4 always seems to do well. Things like build and buy mode and create a sim. Those are all great. So they improved some more of the hairs. These look lovely. They're wonderful. Yay. Okay, we got improved hairs, a couple of the afro puffs they improved, and they improved the short afro. Still no word on the cauliflower hair, though. We've taken the following paintings and posters and given them a few more variants. So they've added some painting and poster variants to add diversity in the designs to broaden representation. I have to admit, when I first read this and I looked at this and I was like, you broadened representation by adding more colors to the Rock My Universe pinup girl poster? But then, if you scroll down, you'll see that they really did try to increase diversity, so I'll give them that much. They added some more skin tones to the different posters. This is like the cooking poster, the sports poster. So you can see that they try to add different skin tones instead of everything on every poster just being a white person. This is a really good example. They added like some medium and darker skin tones to the Teen Idol poster. So of course, what's to complain about there? That's a good thing no matter how you look at it. They added some more of this like Harry Potter poster, whatever, the Justin poster. The sports poster, I really like the two additions that they added here that looks like a black sim instead of just the white sim that they had before. They also added two other sims that have like a darker skin tone. They added some more black and Asian sims here, and same thing with the art in a box and the wedding portrait. This was my favorite one. I really like that they added a gay couple as well and a lesbian couple here, so that was nice. So that's nice, you know, it is. But that's where the improvements end. The first time I looked through these patch notes, I didn't even see this because it was so minuscule. But here's what we have to say about gameplay. This is it. The trait improvements that everybody was so excited about, this is it. On the gameplay side, we have made some targeted improvements to a selection of base game personality traits to make them more meaningful in gameplay. Really? Really? The idea is to provide these traits a noticeable improvement so that simmers can identify the specific traits with more obvious visual cues and apparent unique behavior. So to me, this sounds like they're trying to make this kind of like it was in The Sims 2, where you would have a sloppy sim and they would leave puddles all over the floor, they would leave messes everywhere, and you would know they were sloppy just from the way they behaved. You wouldn't even have to look at their personality points. They're trying to do that, I guess, when the game's almost like 7 years old, a little bit late for adding in personality if you ask me. So then it goes on to say the traits that we have improved on are bookworm, cheerful, clumsy, genius, gloomy, glutton, good, goofball, hates children, hot-headed, jealous, mean, neat, non-committal, and perfectionist. We also made some reactionary trait changes to slob and ambitious. What are these trait changes? damned if I know, because they certainly didn't say in the patch notes, and they sure as hell didn't tell us in the live stream either, so I don't know what these changes are. We think this selection captures a proportional set of positive and negative traits. But wait, there's more! We also made some changes to daily activities, such as taking a shower or eating a meal, that would allow them to be completed in less time. So finally, they have reduced the amount of time it takes to eat and take showers, so you won't have to mod that anymore. Hooray! We hope that as you enjoy playing with these changes, and we look forward to hearing from you about them. Do you though? Do you? Do you? Because I don't think you do. So we're gonna come back to this, because this is what I was most excited about. This is what I care about most. Okay, it's lovely that we get all these hairs, we get all these posters, we get all these recolors, we get diversity. Yes, we need that. That's great. We also have bunk beds, bunk beds. Okay, we get bunk beds. Now, my lifeless, soulless sim that has no personality can sleep in a bunk bed. Game fixed. So they also did some bug fixes. Some of these were much needed, like the puddles on the floor when your Sims drink water. They just create puddles. I thought my Sims were like peeing their pants, but no, they're just drinking water and creating puddles on the floor. So they fixed that. They didn't fix simulation lag, which I think should be number one on their laundry list, and I'm going to get to that in another video. There's a lot of things that they didn't fix that I think are much higher priority than these things, but I also, to be fair, don't really understand what they're going through trying to fix these bugs. Some might take longer than others, so just having bug fixes at all, I guess, is an improvement. That's good. At least they are trying to fix things. Another thing they fixed is Bust the Dust. Well, they said they fixed it. Who knows? We trained our adorable yet filthy dust bunnies to not appear quite so often. We also made some tweaks to the dust situation, and we hope now that it doesn't accumulate as frequently as it has. What's your favorite name for your dust bunny? Oh, shut the hell up. Okay, so anyway, they said that they fixed the dust bunnies won't show up so often. I'm sure it's still going to be more than I would like in my game, but at least they tried to address the problem. So if you happen to go and watch the live stream, then you were probably as disappointed as I am. They barely touched on the traits, which is the thing I was most looking forward to. I really wanted to hear what they did to the traits, and they only told us one tiny little bit of information. So I'm gonna play this here so you can see what they said. More meaningful base game traits. Okay, sounds good.
More meaningful base game
Here we
traits. We've added some things to the base game traits to make them a little more meaningful to players.
Okay, what are those
one
things?
example, my favorite example, is that bookworm Sims finally get to have more fun from books than they get from gaming on their phones. So
Okay, so the one thing that we know for sure at this time is that bookworm Sims now get fun from reading freaking books. First of all, how was this not already a thing in the game? Like, what even is the point of being a bookworm if they're not getting more fun from books than other Sims or from other activities? Secondly, now you're putting this in? Now you're doing this? Okay, so let's see if there's anything else that they're going to share with us, because they changed all of those traits that I listed before. They made some kind of change to all those, some reactionary changes. So surely in this live stream where they're telling us about the update, they're going to tell us all those changes they made to the traits, right? Right?
that's pretty cool.
That's
Wow.
really tough, I think.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
if you
really
look
cool,
at the patch
guys.
notes, you'll be able to see like each, trait that we made a little addition to. So I think
Okay, so they're referencing the patch notes, which we just read, that give us no information. They just tell us the traits that they improved, but they don't tell us how they improved them or what they actually do now.
that's pretty fun for this update.
I think
For
it's
it
pretty
to
fun
expand on the
too,
base
but what I think would be more fun is if you would tell us what changes you made. Just a suggestion.
Game traits and make them more interesting as well. And I really like the thing about the bookworms, because I know when I was younger, I was much more interested in reading a book than Well, we didn't really have.
Okay,
The video
that's, you know, I don't want to hear your life story here. I just wanted to know what was up with the traits, and they did not tell us. Then they just went on to basically tell us absolutely nothing else of interest whatsoever. I do not mean to put down the sim gurus here who are part of this live stream. I'm sure they're doing the best they can with the information that they're given and with what they're able to tell us. I am blaming EA and whoever is responsible for the release of this information, okay? So I just want to make that very clear. So another thing that they said in the live stream.
We put a lot of heart, and I could say this, like truly, we put a lot of heart into what we do, and we try to make as many people as happy as we can. But we also know it's kind of impossible to meet everyone's expectations. The great thing is, as our game continues to grow, and as we look forward to we look forward to delivering more stuff as the game, you know, goes on.
So they put a lot of heart into it. They can't please everybody. I totally get the fact that you can't please everybody. I completely understand that. But everybody would be pleased if the game was fun to play. If the core of the game, if the underlying autonomy of the Sims, personalities of the Sims were fun and engaging, that would please everybody. Who would say like, no, I don't want my Sims to have more personality. Screw that. Give me some more build and buy objects. Just saying, you know, that one would please everyone. That's all that most players are asking for, is some kind of depth to the game, some kind of personality to our Sims. And they do these little things where they seem like they're trying, but then when you dig into the content, it's not really there. Like the whole sentiment thing. Like I thought that was going to be it. I thought finally we're going to have some depth. We're going to have some kind of like memories and some kind of lasting emotions. No. Sentiments are total garbage. Okay. So they act like they're trying, but they're not really, or they're not seeing it, or they're missing something. I don't know what it is. And then so now these trait improvements, again, I don't even know what the trait improvements are, except for bookworms get more fun from books. But I have a feeling that they're all just going to be tiny little tweaks like that don't really add much to the underlying personality of the Sim. Sims need their own specific wants and dreams, just like they had in The Sims 2 and The Sims 3. They need to have some kind of goals in life. The whim system, we all know, is complete trash, and the devs have completely abandoned it at this point. So now the Sims basically have no direction in their life, so they all feel exactly the same. Even if they have different traits, even if you're playing a bookworm and that bookworm reads books and gets lots of fun, that's great. And then you have a Sim who is a slob. Maybe they made slob better so that the Sim makes more messes or something like that. Still, they have no life goal. They have no dreams. They have no fears. They have the emotions are all the same, and the emotions are so easily changed by really stupid stuff like vacuuming. You can get a freaking romance emotion from vacuuming. There's just so many problems that need to be addressed that adding a couple tweaks to the traits is good, I guess, but it just isn't enough, especially at this stage in the game. And giving us bunk beds right now is just not enough for me to play The Sims 4. It's just not enough. Yeah, bunk beds are cool, bunk beds are great, but like I said, if the game's not fun to play, why the hell do I care about bunk beds? I feel like they try to choose the easiest things that they can give people and say, look, we're listening. We heard that you wanted bunk beds. We gave you bunk beds. We heard that you wanted better traits, so we improved the traits. But they're not really listening to the underlying complaint, the major complaint that everybody has with the game. And they are not addressing that. They have never addressed it ever. And I honestly don't think this game will ever be a good game. I don't think that they will ever improve it to a way that's going to be enjoyable to me and other players who enjoy playing the way that I do. I know there are people out there who do enjoy The Sims 4, and that is great and that is fine. I'm not putting you down in any way. If you enjoy playing the game like it is, I am happy for you and I'm glad that you get some enjoyment out of it. I am jealous of you because I wish that I could. And there's nothing wrong with enjoying the game in its current iteration, but there are a lot of us who are not happy with how it is. There are a lot of Simmers who are not happy with how it is, and instead of trying to listen to us and make the game better for everyone, it seems like they just don't care at all, and they just keep putting out more stuff, more broken, buggy kits and packs and junk that nobody wants or nobody asks for. And I don't know, the game is just not getting any better, and that is very unfortunate in my opinion, because I would love to be able to play The Sims 4, but I just can't play it anymore because it's just not fun for me. Whew, that was quite a rant. Sometimes I just get going. I can't stop. Let's get back to the game, and I want to show you the bunk beds. I'm sure that most of you have already seen some of these on Twitter, on Instagram, on other YouTube videos, but I'll just go in and tell you what I think of the bunk beds and a couple other things that I noticed that they've added in to this update. So there's several different types of bunk beds. We have the mod top bunk. So this is just one bunk on top with an empty space underneath. And then there's the matching one that's 2 bunk beds. And then you have the same thing. There's this metal version. I actually like the metal version better than the wooden one. I don't know why. I just think it looks nicer. And then you have the two bed version of that one. So everyone's first thought, of course, is can we put like a desk underneath this top bunk? And you can. Okay, you can. And we're gonna put a 2-tile desk under. And now you do have to have move objects on, the move objects on cheat to do this. If you don't have move objects on, you won't be able to place anything underneath it. So we're gonna place a desk there, and then we will place a chair. And now there is a problem with this, and that is that your sim can now not use the top bunk if you have a 2-tile desk underneath. So we're gonna have Travis here go try to take a nap on this top bunk. He's gonna walk outside here, and he cannot get up on the bunk. Okay, so that sucks, right? Because you want to be able to use this space underneath the bunk, or else what's even the point of it? So you can't have a 2-tile desk. Now you can, though, you can have a 1-tile desk. So that's something. And let's see if he can get up on the bunk now. Okay, so now he can use it. So you could put a 1-tile desk down there, and I guess you just can't use this space here. Now, I will say the animation for getting on and off the bunk bed is pretty good. I'm actually surprised that they didn't have them like teleport down to the ground and teleport back up. That's what I would expect from The Sims 4. So they did a good job of adding the animation where they get on and off the bunk bed. The swatches for these bunk beds are exactly the same as the base game beds. So the same ones that you've seen over and over again. The cool thing is that you can change the top and bottom bunk. Okay, what just happened to Travis? Why did he just teleport off of this bed? I'm not even doing anything to his bed. Okay, you can color them separately. So you can have 2 different color beds on your bunk bed. So that's pretty cool. Now these metal ones, they have different swatches. I don't know what these swatches are for, or if these are new. I don't know. You can tell me in the comments, because I haven't really been playing The Sims 4, so I don't recognize these swatches, but they may have come with another pack. But these are the swatches you get for these. And once again, you can color them separately as well. So the bunk beds are pretty good. They're pretty well done. The only complaint I have is that you can't put a 2-tile desk underneath. And then let's see if we can put a dresser. I'm curious to see if we put a dresser, like a 2-tile dresser, if your sim will be able to use it. First of all, okay, he can use it. I just realized that they don't even open up the drawer. They don't even open up the drawer in The Sims 4? God help us. No, he cannot get up on the bed. So he can use what's underneath it, but he can't get up on the bed if anything is over on this side. Now that is not a bug. That is not something that's broken. That is just how the bunk beds work. It's a little bit disappointing, I'll admit. So another thing that you can do with the bunk beds is you can click the little gear button here, and you can choose which side to put the ladder on. So you can do a right ladder, twin ladders, or a left-sided ladder. So that can help you when you're decorating your houses and stuff. So I like that. That's pretty cool. One more thing that I want to mention is there is a new interaction called Relax. And if you are a Sims 2 player or you have played Sims 2 before, you will probably remember that relax on the bed is the way that your Sims would go and woohoo with each other. So you'd get 2 Sims to relax on the bed, then they could woohoo, and they could also relax on the bed and read and daydream and do other things. So I'm kind of interested to see what other interactions we're going to have with the relax function in The Sims 4. So I'm going to have Liberty relax on the bed. She's sitting there with a very creepy smile on her face. What is that look? What is that? Okay, anyway, if I click on her, she can do nothing. There's nothing. There's no option to read. There's no option to daydream. She just sits there. I think I did hear that a Sim could watch TV, so I want to try and put a TV over here and see if that works. Okay, so Sims can watch TV. I just clicked on the TV and clicked watch TV. She turned it on while she was relaxing in bed and she can watch TV. So that's something that we didn't have before, but it's not the same relax that we had in the previous game. So I want to have Travis come over here and relax next to her just to double check and make sure. And if I click on her, no, they cannot woohoo or make out or cuddle or any of the things that you could do in The Sims 2 from Relax. They can basically just sit there and watch TV. So another thing about the traits, you may have thought like, well, maybe they changed the description to give us a little bit more information, but no, they did not change any of the descriptions. Bookworm, for example, says these Sims gain powerful moodlets from analyzing books and can discuss books in unique ways. That's what it always says. It says nothing about them getting more fun now. And it's the same thing with, I know they changed slob. It says exactly the same thing. It's always said. So we basically have no idea what these trait improvements are until you get in there and play. And since the update just released like an hour ago, I have no idea. I haven't had a chance to go in and play and try to figure out what they are. And to be honest with you, I'm not really interested in going in and trying to play a guessing game to see if I can figure out if my Sim has a smidgen more personality, when I know in the end it's not really going to matter. So what do you think about this update? What are your thoughts on the trait improvements, whatever that is? What are your thoughts on the bunk beds and the updated hairstyles and posters and pictures? I really do think they did a good job on the hairstyles, the posters and pictures. I also think the bunk beds are pretty good besides that one little problem, but none of that to me in the end makes up for the lack of gameplay and the lack of depth and the lack of personality of The Sims. So it is not enough for me to play The Sims 4 again at this time. And I want to hear from you. I want to know what you guys think. So leave a comment down below and let me know. My name is Cindy, and I will see you with a new video very soon. Thank you so much for watching.